It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? This is the only fun Survivor podcast. My name is Jake Scheidel. Each week I ask my best friend, Thomas Powell, if he did indeed watch a certain reality show. Hey, Thomas, how you doing today?
Jake, I'm doing all right. I surprisingly zen considering the national championship game is going to be played in about 2 hours. And I think by the time I finish recording this and get ready to watch that, I'll be a little more nervous, but I've got something to do to occupy myself before then, so that's nice.
It's Mario versus Wario, yes?
It's true, yep.
Who you rooting for?
I'm rooting for Mario, you know it. It's a me.
That's right.
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, that's funny, because he's the coach. What do you think will be the outcome of this game?
I had somebody ask me that yesterday, and the answer that I gave was Michigan 34, Washington 21. So that's what I'm going to stick with.
Okay, so this will likely be up after that game is already started.
Either I'm going to look very smart or very dumb. So we'll see.
Well, you were recently on a basketball podcast where you correctly predicted everything that would happen to our good friends, the Detroit Pissed-Offs.
Yeah.
I saw that somebody wrote that joke on Twitter, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
Right down to, I did actually predict that one of their games against the Jazz, they would lose because Kelly Olynyk played well against them. So I'm that good. So we'll see if I keep that momentum going.
Yeah, let's go Chips. Not Chips. What are they called? Go Blue.
Fire up Wolverines.
Fire up Wolverines. We're rooting for you over here at Did You Watch Survivor Last Night? The only fun Survivor podcast. Thomas, you mentioned being zen leading into this here game. Is that because you potentially watched Survivor China last night?
As it so happens, I did.
So this episode was called A Chicken's a Little Bit Smarter. First aired September 20th, 2007. How old would you have been September 20th, 2007, Thomas?
I would have been 16 years old.
I would have also been 16 years old. You know, we're driving these days. Usually we, at this point, will talk about our high school football team because they're always winning, you know? But I thought, what if we change it up this year and instead talk about movies? Thomas, tell me, the week of September 20th, 2007, what was the number one movie?
Wow, the number one movie. I'm trying to place what it maybe would have been. I'm gonna say The Hangover. Was The Hangover out?
The Hangover was not yet out. I believe that was 2009. Maybe?
Okay, so I'm behind a little bit.
Yes, it was a movie called The Brave One. Do you remember that?
Oh, I remember the title. Who was in that?
It was Jodie Foster, Terrence Howard, Naveen Andrews, and Mary Steenburgen.
Oh, not every nook and cranny, John. Let me. It was like, wasn't it like an action movie?
It appears to be an action movie. Yeah. I had never heard of it. Directed by Neil Jordan. Is that anybody to you?
Again, the name sounds familiar, but I couldn't place what movies he's done.
He did The Brave One. I know that.
Okay, he did do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch this movie, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't remember
that's
it. It's not. It doesn't.
What was the
title?
do you have the top five? What's the rest of the top five?
No, Thomas. I had to look up the top one for 2 different weeks. You think I looked up the top 5?
All right, fine.
No, I went to the website that would have told me, and it didn't make sense to me. I didn't understand all the numbers that were presented to me. So I went to wikipedia.org and looked at the number one movie.
What is this? Just arithmetic? Get this out of here.
Yeah. You can pay us on patreon.com if you want to do that. Do you care how our high school football team did this week?
I didn't think you were going to ask about that, so no, I hadn't emotionally invested myself in it yet.
It's still on my notes before I came up with the movie idea. I think the movie idea is more fun. We start in ultra-modern Shanghai, but they're traveling back in time 5,000 years. What did you think of this phrase?
I thought it was great. I like that they have them taking like a big journey from the city to go to a more remote location.
I really liked that they were on a train instead of a boat like they usually are. That was very fun. Let's see what else. Jeff gives us a 2 to 3 word synopsis of each person. I think this was great.
Yes.
This was really...
A gay flight attendant.
Gay Mormon flight attendant. Yeah, that was...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I forgot
incredible.
a very important detail there.
He is, in fact, an ex-Mormon. Very interesting. They themselves walk into this temple surrounded by locals. PG is feeling grateful because she is Chinese and recently lost her grandfather. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
They attend a Buddhist welcoming ceremony. Courtney hates it. Can you believe it?
Is that the oh no, that's the New York girl, right?
Yeah.
I like Courtney. I'm gonna put that out there right there.
Yep, Courtney's the best. Bring her back, or anybody who is similar to her. We need more people like Courtney on this show. Just somebody to be like, what's happening right now is fucking dumb. Like, is anybody else seeing how dumb this is?
I love an unenthusiastic contestant. Too much enthusiasm from the contestants now.
Thomas, I think Courtney Yates is to mid-2000s Survivor what you would be to new era Survivor.
Yes, a hater. I love a hater.
We love haters on this podcast.
Haters
wanted. That's why we always talk about The Miz at Christmas.
The spirit of Christmas.
The spirit of Christmas is alive in Courtney Yates. Leslie refuses to worship any other god than Jesus.
Oh, this was
Jeff saying this wasn't a worship ceremony.
This is the most American evangelical shit of all time. We're just because I couldn't do it. I like that there was a point later in the episode where she said she was like, "This is all part like." God has a plan for me bringing me here. And I was like, yeah, the plan is to try to win $1 million. Like, what more plan do you need from this?
It's like walking into a historical fiction drama film and then being mad that they took creative liberties in the movie because they're not accurate to history. I'm like, I'm stepping out. But you know this isn't real, right? Like, it's not... Jeff told you this is something other than what you think it is.
Yeah, she didn't trust that, the devil has many temptations, so.
Yeah, the devil's greatest trick in the world was Buddhism.
This is also like the evil Jeff Probst era, so you don't know if you can trust him.
That's true. Leslie says she's not a religious person, but she does have a relationship with Jesus Christ. I found it so interesting that she said
Isn't she a Christian radio host?
Yeah. So, like, what is your...
How are you... What do you mean you're not a religious person?
She has a business relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I guess.
They don't get to take their suitcases because of Buddhism. Made a lot of sense. We all appreciated it. Jeff gives each tribe a copy of The Art of War. Have you read The Art of War, Thomas?
No, I have not. I know that there's a lot of The Art of War is stuff about, like how to feed your troops and stuff like that.
I thought it was a super long book. I think it's like 3 paragraphs long. I'm exaggerating, but it's so much shorter than people realize.
Yeah, it's a quick read.
It's a very quick read. I think I read it in like 20 minutes, and I am not a fast reader. I literally read it for D&D. Because
so that you could learn Sun Tzu Machiavelli tactics.
I wanted to learn how to be a bad guy, and I think I did so successfully. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about this Fei Long tribe. Aaron tries to be a subtle leader. Courtney is annoyed at everybody around her. Obviously, Courtney would kill it on New Era Survivor.
Correct.
Jean Robert doesn't believe that Todd is a flight attendant. What did you think of Jean Robert?
I loved this interaction because it was two bullshitters, and one of the worst bullshitter thought he was getting one over.
Well, Jean Robert says one of his greatest strengths is his ability to read
He's instantly,
people.
you know, when you read people, you definitely want to tell them immediately what you think about it.
I'm actually very good at reading energy.
The best thing that you could do there after he says that is to just like nod along or whatever. But I like the response to being like, can you not tell people that you think that? Because I don't want to be thought of as like one of those ones or whatever. And I was like, these are two people that think that they're way more devious than they are.
What did you think of Todd?
Todd, devious is the word that I would use. If I was being... Based on the every single like talking head that we got from Todd and the way that Todd carried himself the entire time, I would also say evil because it was literally like, I've got them in the palm of my hands. They'll believe anything I tell them.
You heard it here first, folks. Thomas thinks gay people are evil. Over on Zanhu, they build the shelter.
Yeah, man, I'm all over the place today.
They built a shelter on Zanhu. They talked to Ashley about being a wrestler. Do you remember Ashley the wrestler?
Yeah, it's Ashley Massaro, right? She unfortunately passed away recently.
Yeah, she did. Very sad to see that. I really liked Ashley, though.
I did too.
PG can't get in with the silliness of her tribe. She's feeling especially serious.
Too much work to do.
I feel like PG's having a very hard time, but I overall liked her in the two episodes. I like PG.
She just needs to chill a little bit. I think that you've got like a couple of like big time type A's on this tribe that are rubbing people the wrong way, and they probably rub me the wrong way too.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I feel like Survivor, at least back in the day, would often cast type A people, and it made for great TV because they're constantly butting heads. And now it's all type B people who can't climb ladders and quit because they want to vape.
I will say the other tribe kind of did have that going a little bit, especially when the one of the take charge people. Well, I guess no, that was this tribe. This tribe's the one that's got chicken on it, right?
I can't tell you.
Yeah, I'm pretty well. I think initially this tribe was pretty directionless, and they didn't want to listen to Chicken for building advice. And then Chicken was being really passive aggressive about not giving anyone any advice when they actually needed it. And then the type A's took charge,
as they should. Over on Fei Long, Leslie is amazed by James's work ethic.
Oh, James! I know James has been on a few times, right?
Yes, he is very popular.
What an angel! At least from my first impression of him, he seemed like such a sweetie.
Yeah, of course. Fun fact about James: he and Amanda are one of maybe 3 or 4 pairs who have all been on 3 seasons, and all 3 seasons they've been on the same season.
Interesting.
So. James and Amanda is one. Colby and Jerry, who we haven't really gotten into much on this show, but, we all remember them. And, of course, Cops Are Us. Remember them?
Yes.
Our favorite alliance. There might be another 1 or 2 in there that I'm forgetting, but I know those are the 3 big ones. Over on Zahn, Ashley is sick. She says she'll make it through because she once wrestled with 104-degree fever. This made me worried in the post-COVID world. I guess this was before COVID. Oh, my God. But COVID came from China, remember?
Yeah, maybe Ashley Massaro is patient 0. Jake, I'm going to say that you're going on record to say that that's the case.
100%. Yeah, COVID was actually lying dormant in Ashley Massaro's body for 10 years before, 12 years before it showed up in America.
Yep, you heard it here first, folks.
And now, it's interesting, isn't it? At the Immunity Challenge, they have to go through a big maze, jump over a wall, get a key, and then place their poles in specific holes. Decent challenge.
Yeah, I liked it.
Not mad about it.
I thought that... it was like a solid challenge, and then I especially liked that you had two. I mean, the teams both performed well, like especially with James and what's the parkour guy's nickname again?
Oh, Frosty?
Frosty. Yeah, like they were both performing super. Like I think Frosty, I would feel annoyed if I was him because I think if it was he was going up against almost any other Survivor contestant, they probably would have won comfortably. But he's going up against James.
Yeah. The way James leapt from one obstacle to the next without even touching the ground, like he came off screen. He came in from off screen.
He's so much bigger too. Like Frosty, looks more like I mean, I think it's easier for him to maintain his balance with his size. So, but they were both very impressive.
What's your take on Frosty? What's your what do you like him?
I do like him. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I like Frosty a lot. Fei Long wins over on Zone Who. PG tries to get Chicken's opinion on building the shelter, but Chicken is completely unhelpful, in her opinion.
How do you feel about Chicken, Jake? What's your opinion on Chicken?
If I had to give my opinion on Chicken in one word, I would say, damn!
Yeah, I agree.
Pretty good bit.
I think that Chicken brought just enough for the time that he was on screen, but I think I had my fill of him by then.
Yeah, people talk a lot about Survivor First Boots. They do a whole season of First Boots, and Chicken is first ballot on that cast list, that fantasy cast list. And
I would love to see Chicken back on there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
I got
do
so
support
excited
that.
when he came up on the opening credits and it just said Chicken next to him. I was like, who is
Yeah.
this?
I am upset that he wasn't on more episodes just because Chicken is a very funny name
It's an extremely funny name.
for a human. Remember in Go Wrong when Ty adopted that chicken
Of course.
and he named it Mark after Mark Burnett? What if he had named it Human?
Yeah, after Chicken.
Yeah, exactly. So the vote comes down to PG and our favorite guy, Chicken. It's so funny. Like, I don't even know his real name. I just know that's Chicken.
That's what his name is.
At Tribal, do you want to do a season of Survivor that's just dudes rock? Did we talk about this already?
No, but I absolutely would love to do that.
We get Chicken in there. We get Scott Pollard in there. We bring back Cliff Robinson.
From the dead.
Russell Hantz. Yeah, from the dead. Yeah, he's been touring with the Grateful Dead and company. Time to get him back on Survivor.
He's the new Jerry.
At Tribal Council, Jeff asks about leadership, as he does every first Tribal Council. Good stuff. Dave and PG raise their hands about being the leader. Who would you vote for to be leader if you were in Survivor China?
Probably PG.
Yeah. She seems more on top of things than
Yeah,
Dave.
I think she has a little less of an ego.
Yes, that's important in a leader. Chicken is voted out 4-2 to 1 over Ashley and PG. Very happy to see that. It wasn't either of them.
Well, he
Ashley,
wasn't so happy
because
to see that because he said, damn, when he got voted out.
did say
It was
damn.
Very funny.
Holy shit, who was the rooster from Looney Tunes?
Foghorn Leghorn.
Do you think this is Foghorn Leghorn in human form?
Basically.
Yeah. Okay, so the next episode we watched this week was called My Mom Is Going to Kill Me. First aired September 27th, 2007. How old would you have been then, Thomas? September 27th.
I still would have been
2007.
16 years old.
Me too. What was the number one movie this week?
Number one movie, was it The Brave One still? Was it back-to-back weeks?
The Brave One and Done, they call it, because it only lasted 1 week. And it starred the Bare Naked Ladies. I'll give you a hint. This is the third movie in a franchise.
Was it Transformers 3?
No, but it is an action movie of sorts.
Okay. It's a third one.
And the subtitle...
Oh, is it Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift?
It is not. The
Damn.
subtitle is... has one word in common. It's a one-word subtitle. One word in common with a relatively recent season of Survivor. And it's not Survivor Feed E5, so don't even ask.
Okay, well, I won't then. Yeah, I don't know.
It is Resident Evil Extinction.
Oh, okay.
Directed by
like Edge
Russell-
of Extinction.
Exactly. Resident Evil Edge of Extinction. Directed by Russell Mulcahy. Do you know him?
Not personally, no.
He directed Resident Evil. Russellden Evil.
Russell
Extinction.
Evil.
Starring Mila Jovovich, Ali Lauder, and Ashanti. Do you remember?
Yes,
seen
I
any of
remember
his movies?
Ashanti.
You ever seen a Resident Evil movie? A Russellden Evil movie?
I think I've seen the first one.
I don't think I've seen any of them. I may have played one of the games at one point in my life.
I've played some of the games.
Yeah. Like the game of Survivor, Dave embraces being the leader. It's very interesting, I think, how easily influenced these people are by Jeff. Like, who cares about the leader, you know? Maybe this is just
Jeff
my
is the
type B
real
personality
manipulator
doing it.
in this.
Why is nobody talking about this?
What a joy, by the way. Can I just say,
Joy
to watch this
seeing Jeff.
era of
Oh,
Jeff
yes.
at work.
This is the golden era. You've heard of the Golden Bachelor. This is the golden era of Survivor.
Yeah, it really was like
mid-2000s.
firing on all cylinders. The challenges are all fun. Jeff's the right balance is being struck with Jeff.
The cast is always good.
Good cast, production is not overdoing things. Like, yeah, it's just good. It's off to a great start.
The idols are clever. Do you know? The
I don't know,
idols-
Jake.
what the
I was
idols
a
are
little
yet?
disappointed that there weren't like 10 advantages that got revealed in the first 2 episodes.
It's so fun to keep track of. Over on Fei Long, Jean Robert snores loudly as he naps. He's tired all the time. You love
But
Jean
this is a
Robert, yeah?
clever ruse.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah.
This
Because when
guy
he starts
is so
working
full of
harder
shit.
more. I love that plan. When I start working harder later, they'll be so impressed. Just be normal, be helpful. Like, I'm going to sleep through the hardest part of building our shelter, and then I'll start working. And people
I
will be
actually
so
meant to
impressed.
do that.
Yeah. Amanda and Todd solidify their alliance. What do you think of this alliance here?
It's tough with this because I think I do remember them. Is Todd the surf instructor?
Todd is the gay ex-Mormon flight attendant.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah. So Todd is. It's tough because I want to. Normally, I can go to like Survivor Wiki or whatever, and I can look at the cast there, but I can't do that because I don't want to have it spoiled who wins. So
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you know who wins?
no, I don't.
Good. It's one of the few seasons that hasn't been spoiled by Survivor itself. They have a tribe meeting, and Jean Robert suggests they all rest for a bit. You know, the first time I watched this season, I didn't like Jean Robert, but the way he's talking about resting, I really appreciate that.
You identify with him?
I'm like, dude, I do love a nap. I did take a nap between watching episode 1 and episode 2 today of this season.
Got to pace yourself.
Yeah, I mean, so much to talk about. Okay, so over on Zon, they collect mud bricks to build an elaborate barbecue pit. Sure. You know,
Yeah, why not?
Dudes rock. Dave splashes Janie with some mud by accident. Dave and Ashley get in a fight over the fire being built. Dave is pissing everyone off. We should vote out Dave, I think.
Yeah, get Dave out of here.
We've
He's so
met
handsome.
Dave. Time to get Dave out. He's
Time
so
for
handsome.
Dave to be eliminated in real life, even though that's not what the name of that movie is. His name would have to be Dan.
Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you were referencing Meet
This
Dave.
guy's not presidential material like the movie Dave.
Exactly. But they are trying to make him the leader because he is, of course, a middle-aged white man. So that was tough time. They have to push a ball through the mud at this challenge. The winners get fishing gear, and then it starts raining right before they start the challenge. And Jeff says, just like we like it on Survivor, nice and wet.
Jeff, you're making me blush.
Fei Long wins. They get to kidnap one person. They take Jamie. What do you think of the kidnap twist?
I think it's kind of dumb, if I'm being honest.
I think it's kind of fun. I like seeing a little change up in the second episode.
They just I guess
tiny.
it gives you a chance to hang out with the other tribe, but I don't really see what advantage you're supposed to gain. I guess you get information from the person from the other tribe if they give it to you, and that person gets to make connections, but I don't know.
Over on Zan, their camp has flooded. Jamie gets the clue to their idol, and then Aaron and John Robert get in a fight. So many fights early on in this season. Do we love drama?
Yeah, what is this, TNT?
Tom, not Tom. Over on Fei Long, Leslie is sick and wishing that she had her Bible. Although she's not religious, she just has a relationship with Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if they were staying in a hotel, they would have a Bible right in the drawer, but they're not, are they?
Yeah. Why don't you go on a show called Staying in a Hotel, Leslie?
Yeah, if you want it to be that easy.
Yeah. Why don't you go on The Circle, Leslie? They've probably got Bibles there.
Yeah,
I guess this was about 20 years before The Circle started, but still.
I bet they've got Bibles at the haunted castle, the murder mansion in the Traders. So
The
Traders going there. The Treaters.
Yeah, that should be starting up soon here too. Jamie gives the idol clue to Jesus' best friend Leslie. Excuse me, Jesus' business partner Leslie. And then Leslie immediately tells Todd about her idol clue, so Todd wants Leslie out. What are people doing?
Yeah, I think Todd's got the right idea here.
Right? Like, oh, I'm the only person who knows about this? Okay, bye. I fully support Todd in this. At the immunity challenge, they have to smash through walls and then solve a log puzzle maze. Good challenge.
I agree. I liked it. I like ones like that where you get the log all unlocked, and at the end of it, everyone pulls it out at the same time, and they hit a gong with it. Like, that's cool. It's dramatic. It makes for good TV.
So far in this season, it seems like they've done a good job of forcing all of the tribe to stay together throughout the challenge, as opposed to like 2 people do this, then 4 people do this, and 3 people do the puzzle at the end. Or I guess it's usually 1 or 2 people.
Also, it's a lot easier to design challenges when there's only 2 tribes.
Interesting thought. I will say, 16 people, 2 tribes, perfection.
Doesn't get no better.
Perfection.
39 weeks.
39 weeks? What is this, Fringe Survivor? No, thank you, sir. 39 days.
Yeah, 39 weeks. They're there for the whole year. That's basically what Australian Survivor is, from what I'm told. 39 days.
Yeah. All of the international versions are super long, and we're over here like, what if we made it 2 weeks shorter?
Yeah, 39 days is way too long. It's got to be less than a month.
Because of COVID. Well, COVID's over now, actually, Jeff, so we can do 39 days again. Dave apologizes.
You heard it here first, folks. COVID is over. Jake said it. You can all yell at him.
You call me Jake Biden.
This is our most controversial episode. We're really unloading the takes. We don't care who we offend.
So Fei Long wins this challenge. Zanhu on their beach. Dave apologizes for losing the challenge. Dave Zoolander, somebody calls him. Ashley, I think
it was Ashley. I thought that was very funny.
Ashley rules. I wish she had been on the show for longer. But before we talk about her untimely ousting, we do have to discuss these brand new wildlife shots. Well, I mentioned how we went out with a friend who has listened to a few episodes of the show. She said, love the wildlife shots segment.
Everyone agrees it's their favorite segment.
It is. It's the best segment of all time, of any podcast of all time. We had several shots of a monkey. I feel like whatever cameraman was on those white monkeys really loved following them around because it seemed like every other scene we saw one of those white monkeys, but I was not mad about it.
It's just them being like, keep rolling. This is good.
Yeah.
This is gold.
This is good shit. As Vince McMahon once said, this is such
It's good shit, pal.
We saw multiple colorful, very cool dragonflies. We got a close-up of a bird. And, of course, it wouldn't be Survivor China without a panda. Thomas, we finally got a panda. Are you happy?
I'm so excited.
These are your
You can tell
favorite
because I'm
animals,
yawning.
yes?
No, I'm very
Yeah.
excited about this.
Pandas are one of your favorite animals?
I like them. I wouldn't say they're one of my favorite animals.
Could you, though?
Okay, sure, they are.
Look, okay, we have a zoo sponsorship on the line, and they have a panda. And if you don't
No,
say
I'm
you
so
don't
sorry.
love the panda, I don't know where to land the sponsorship.
You didn't say that it was the panda from Insert Zoo. That's a whole different thing. I love those pandas specifically.
God, Thomas. I didn't even mention the zoo's name. How did you know it was Insert Zoo?
I just had a feeling.
We bought a zoo. Great movie. Obviously, a black and white bear. We all know what a fucking panda looks like. How big are they?
I'm going to say that they're anywhere from 6 to 10 feet tall.
Okay, you are expecting a lot from these bears.
Okay, so they're smaller than this.
Your minimum was their maximum.
Okay.
Are they
like 4 to 6 feet?
Precisely. How much do they weigh?
I'll say they're pretty hefty guys. I'll say anywhere from 300 to 500.
Again, you're going a little high. You're a bit on the high end. Do you want to try again?
How about 200 to 400?
Try 50 times less hard.
150 to 350.
Oh, perfect. How'd you know?
I had a feeling. Just like
Yeah.
the zoo, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Insert Zoo. Where can they be found? Other than Insert Zoo, obviously. Our great new sponsor, the Uptime of Zoos.
They can be found in China, in bamboo
Correct.
forests.
Oh my God. You're getting ahead of us. What do they eat?
You know they love eating bamboo, and you know they hate having sex because they're so lazy.
How much of their diet would you say is bamboo in percentage numbers?
100%.
Try the littlest bit less hard.
99%.
It's 99% bamboo. The other 1% is other grasses. And then on occasion, they will eat the meat of birds, rodents, and or carrion.
That's the exception that proves the rule of them always eating bamboo.
Yes. True or false, they have evolved to form an antitoxin to combat cyanide poisoning because of how much bamboo they eat.
True. That would be a lot
Yeah.
for you to make up.
Yeah. Are they more closely related to bears or raccoons?
Raccoons.
It's actually bears, but just barely.
Oh,
Been watching a lot of Masked Singer recently, so I got puns on the brain, animal puns
did you
on
see
the brain.
that video of those raccoons that were trying to open that door and they were just hopping up and down on 2 legs trying to get the handle?
That's great shit. Raccoons are good. They give me the creeps, but they're cute enough that I'm not mad about it. How long
Cute
do they
from a
live?
distance.
That's me. How long do the panda bears live?
I'll say like 12 years. I'm really lowballing it.
Yeah, you are. Try a bit harder.
20 years.
On the dot. They all die on their 20th birthday. That's a joke, obviously, but yeah,
The
approximately.
Logan's
20 years.
Run situation.
That's another movie I need to see. We talked a lot about movies I haven't seen before recording today. That's another one. I have a list on Letterboxd. Are you on Letterboxd, Thomas?
I am not on Letterboxd.
Gotta get on Letterboxd. It's called
I'm on
Just
Litterbox though. Like kids these days, we're really going into the anti-woke stuff. So you ever hear about these kids identifying as a damn cat and they need to have a damn litter box at their damn school? It's a
Wow.
real thing that's definitely happening. I saw it on Facebook.
And they poop and pee on it?
And yeah, and then they fucking poop and pee on it. Can you believe that?
Wow. Who cleans it up?
I don't know, the teacher probably.
Probably a teacher. Okay, this list is called Just Cool Movies, and it's just cool movies. Do you want to hear them?
I would love to hear some cool movies.
There's 16. Hana, The Harder They Fall, Megan, Emily the Criminal, Attack the Block, The Menu, Mad Max Fury Road, John Wick, Collateral, Looper, Speed, In Bruges, Point Break, Predator, The Fly, and Leon the Professional.
You haven't seen In Bruges?
I have seen In Bruges. These are movies I have seen that are just cool
that you think
movies.
are cool. Those are all cool movies.
Yeah. Yeah, so I feel like Logan's Run is going to be one of those cool movies that I'll see one day.
I don't know. I
Anyway.
think that's a movie that people remember as a reference point more than they care about the actual movie.
That's okay. I think if it's a cool concept, I'm willing to forgive a lot of the lame parts of a movie.
I feel like that and Soylent Green are similar in that regard.
Oh, speaking of things that are green, like bamboo, do you think pandas live solitarily, or are they more gregarious creatures?
I believe they're more solitary.
They are, in fact, more solitary. I did read how big their range was, and they don't like each other being in each other's ranges, but I forgot to write that part down. You already mentioned how they don't have sex.
It's
What do
very
you
hard
know-
to get them to reproduce. I know it's a problem.
What do you know about their reproductive habits, generally?
I think that they don't do it very often is my understanding of it.
So, here's the thing. Their reproductive habits are similar to that of many other mammals, specifically most, I think, the brown bear, it said. But they have been found to lose interest in breeding once captured in captivity.
Oh, so that's what the issue is. Once they're in captivity,
Yeah.
they get too lazy.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, all right. I can't blame them for that. I get it. Okay, and final question. How do they rank on the IUCN red list?
I'm going to say that they are, I'm going to say they're threatened.
They are not threatened. They are, in fact, very upset about how close to extinction they are.
Yes. I knew that they weren't doing so hot.
But they're actually doing hotter than they had been because up until 2016, they were considered endangered. Now they're a step up. Vulnerable is the official title, or very upset about how close to extinction they are.
It's primarily because their habitat's being destroyed, right?
That is correct, as is every animal. At Tribal Council, everybody seems annoyed with Dave, but then Ashley is voted out.
I didn't love this.
I
It
didn't
seemed
love
like a
this
good
either.
time to blindside Dave, but maybe in a
Yeah.
more modern season that would have happened.
Yeah, this was before anybody voted out their mom, so nobody wanted to make a big
Dave,
move.
I was very sick of him making faces at Tribal Council. It's like, all right, we get it.
Yep, agreed. I don't like Dave. I'm glad. I was going to say I'm glad he's gone, but he's not, is he? Glad to get to watch more of him. Thomas, we're done with Zodiac quizzes. How do you feel about that?
You know, I feel like I didn't appreciate him while we had him. I think I'm going to miss him a little bit.
Don't worry. We still have this wonderful segment, though it may not be Zodiac related any longer, because we did watch Zodiac, the culmination of all the Zodiac of FD5. We're back at classic Quopes quizzes. This is a segment called Quopes Quiz.
So nasty that it's probably somewhat of a travesty having me. Then he told the people you can call me your majesty.
Pick your favorite films and we'll reveal which classic Hollywood actors you're a combination of.
Obviously, we abandoned the football segment for a movie segment, so let's do Hollywood movies. Choose a 2019 Best Picture nominee. 1917? Very confusing. What is this, 1917 or 2019? feel like that joke was pretty funny. Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, Ford versus Ferrari, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Do you think
Joker, Irishman.
Do you think that you should have written for the opening monologue? That would have been probably a good joke to put in there.
Here's a good joke. What's the difference between Taylor Swift and Taylor Lautner?
What's the difference?
Taylor Swift is here. And then the drummer in the back behind me goes, "Doo-doo-ch." That's the symbol. I'm going to say Jojo Rabbit.
That's the one you're gonna pick? Yeah,
From 2019, yeah.
You didn't even read all of them. You read one movie.
I did read all of them. I read them very quickly, and you were talking over me. 1917, Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, Ford versus Ferrari, Little Women, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Joker, or The Irishman.
I am picking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Just added that to a list on Hulu.com to watch. Another movie I haven't seen yet. Choose a non-Disney animated film. Anastasia, The Land Before Time, Despicable Me, Shrek, Coraline, Iron Giant, American Tail, Your Name. I don't know what Your Name is. I've never heard of that.
My favorite animated movie, The Girl Reading This.
I gotta go with Iron Giant, right?
Yeah, I'm also going with Iron Giant. It was between that and Coraline. I've heard Your Name is like a good movie. I just haven't seen it.
Hey, how about this? Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah, that's also a movie.
Choose a Meryl Streep film. Sophie's Choice, The Iron Lady, Mamma Mia, Florence Foster Jenkins. Why is that one in, like, italics? Into the Woods, Kramer versus Kramer, August Osage County, or The Devil Wears Prada. Wow, she's been in a lot of really good movies.
It's bullshit that they don't have Defending Your Life on here because that would have been a no-brainer for me. I'm going to go Kramer versus Kramer.
Adaptation would be great, too.
That also would have been a good thing for me to be able to pick.
It's between Mamma Mia and The Devil Wears Prada for me, but I do have to go with The Devil Wears Prada because as fun as Mamma Mia is, and as much as I love ABBA, it's fine. Choose a Leonardo DiCaprio movie. Okay. Titanic, Romeo and Juliet, The Great Gatsby, The Revenant, Shutter Island, Inception, The Wolf of Wall Street, or The Aviator.
Why the hell is The Great Gatsby on here? Who put that on here?
Oh, shit. We didn't give them credit. Fallon 3720. Oh, it's Jimmy Fallon. 12,090 points.
There's just so many other Leo movies that you could put Blood Diamond in there where he does the weird South African accent.
Oh, cool. I didn't know he did that in that. I thought he played an American.
No, he plays a South African. He plays an Afrikaner, I believe.
Okay. I've only seen two of these
one point where he's
movies.
talking to someone. He's like, "You over there, you've got bling bling. Here we have bling bang." And I was like, "Haha, good one, South African Leo." I'm gonna go Wolf of Wall Street on this one.
I'm going to go Inception. It's one of the only two movies I've seen of these. He's in so many Martin Scorsese movies. Get over it.
I mean, Martin Scorsese movies are pretty good, so it's not unreasonable to put them on here.
So are Michel Gondry movies, but where's Leonardo DiCaprio in those? Choose a horror movie. The Shining, Jaws, It, Halloween, Scream, Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, Get Out. Oh, shit.
Well, if they'd put a different John Carpenter, actually several different John Carpenter horror movies on here, I like Halloween just fine. But if they'd put like In the Mouth of Madness on there, I probably would have picked that. I'm going to pick Jaws. Love me some Jaws.
It's a classic. For me, it's between The Shining and Get Out, but I feel like I'm more going to frequent Get Out in my life than The Shining. Like, The Shining is wonderful, you know? We love The Shining. It's like the most uplifting movie of all time, and it's a feel-good film, and we all love to watch it.
Yeah, we love finding cool sweatshirts for the movie when we're thrifting. It's all good stuff.
That's true. Yeah. Just washed that sweatshirt the other day. Yesterday is the other day. Choose a musical. Cabaret, Chicago, Rocky Horror, Sound of Music, Gigi, Moulin Rouge, La La Land, West Side Story. They don't have my favorite up here, which is The Shop of Horrors That Is Small.
For some reason in my head, Rocky Horror Picture Show was Little Shop of Horrors, and I was like, I know Jake's going to pick that. I'm picking
No.
Cabaret. Cabaret is a good-ass movie.
Cabaret's great. And it's also the only one of these movies I've seen. I mentioned before,
Chicago's
don't care for
good.
musicals.
La La Land was fine.
Oh, it almost won an Oscar.
It did almost win an Oscar, and then fortunately Moonlight actually won.
Yeah. Choose an 80s film. Heather's, Breakfast Club, Footloose, E.T., The Extraterrestrial, The Goonies, Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink. I mean, Back to the Future, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely Back to the Future.
One of my favorite movies, actually.
It's a great movie.
Oh, speaking of favorite movies, choose an Alfred Hitchcock movie. The Birds, Psycho, Vertigo, Notorious, Dial M for Murder, The 39 Steps, Rebecca, or Lifeboat. Have not seen
Why the
Lifeboat.
fuck don't they have Rear Window?
Honestly, I was expecting Rear Window, and I was going to click it immediately.
Or North by Northwest. They don't have that either.
I'm going to pick Vertigo. Vertigo's incredible.
I will also pick Vertigo. If I
gonna
wanted
get
to
the
pick
same
a
result.
Jimmy Stewart one, but Rear Window is my preferred Jimmy Stewart one.
Same. Rear Window's one of my favorite movies also. I just watched The Birds recently. I don't understand why people love that movie.
I think
just
it's a
bunch
very
of-
good concept, and I think that he's good at building suspense, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's one of his best movies.
It's just a bunch of shit keeps happening, and then the movie's over.
I think that's the horror of it is, though, right? Is that it's just like kind of happens out of nowhere. Just all of a sudden you're getting attacked by birds. What's going on?
Okay, well, that's scary. I don't like it. Choose a Pixar film. Toy Story, Incredibles, Inside Out, Finding Nemo, Up, Wall-E, Coco, Brave.
Boy, I wonder what you were going to pick.
I'm going to pick Coco because I love to cry.
Damn, I thought you were going to pick Incredibles for sure. I'm picking Incredibles.
No, I'm picking The Incredibles. I was joking. You pick Coco. You
No,
pick
I'm
Inside
picking
Out.
The Incredibles. I love The Incredibles.
The Incredibles is a perfect movie also.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Yeah. Finally, choose a film that has won Best Original Score at the Oscars. We all remember that award.
No, The Artist. We love The Artist.
We love
Where
The
are my
Artist
artist
here.
heads at?
Black Panther, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Pocahontas, Ben-Hur, Dumbo, Grand Budapest Hotel, or Lawrence of Arabia. What the fuck are these movies?
Yeah, it's quite an array of them. It's funny to pick just the score for Pocahontas and not like the original songs.
I don't
So
even
that doesn't
remember
include
the songs from
that
Pocahontas.
doesn't you don't remember Savages
Oh, sure.
or isn't Colors of the Wind from that too?
Colors of the Wind is from that movie, yes.
But
That's a
anyway,
great
the
song.
real banger on that one is obviously Savages, barely even human.
I'm going to pick Black Panther. Black Panther.
Blank Panther. I'm gonna pick the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Sure. What is this? Pick your favorite films and reveal which classic Hollywood actors you're a combination of. Okay. I'm Fred Astaire and Judy Garland. Do you agree with
Dig-
that?
I have to because I am also Fred Astaire and Judy Garland.
Maybe those are the only answers. Okay, well, let's do this for real. What's your top 5 favorite movies? 5 to 1.
I don't have that handy for you.
Fargo, Eternal Sunshine, Princess Bride. How many is that? 3?
Yeah, that's you. That's basically 5.
And 2 others. Joker and Joker 2, The Joker comes back.
You already know it's going to be in your top 5. You're saving a spot for it.
I'm just a big Joker head, you know? Thomas,
Yeah.
what's your blue sky?
Follow me at tom.tom.bsky.social.
Only fun Survivor Pod at bsky.social for the podcast. Or on YouTube, the Only Fun Survivor podcast, which apparently made somebody mad at one point. I don't think we got any.
Look, I've seen a lot of people, it's like the comic where they yelled at, they hated Jesus because he spoke the truth. Like,
Yeah.
they hated us because we spoke the truth about being the only fun Survivor podcast.
Yeah, like, excuse us for making jokes about Leslie's love of her business partner, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, if you are criticizing us for saying that, you're the guy in that one comic panel that says "Shut up" to Jesus. Is that
Yeah.
who you want to be?
And we're the Jesus of the podcast world. Of the Survivor podcast worlds, we're kind of the Jesus and Jesus's brother.
We're pulling a John Lennon right now.
Thomas, what can people comment on YouTube? Should they want to comment on YouTube?
Ha ha ha, very funny smiley face.
Wonderful. Our last poll asked, is Jeff Probst the Zodiac? Yes, no, or who can say? How do you feel it shaped out?
Well, from what you were telling me, it didn't seem like anyone watched this, so I'm going to say no votes.
We got 29% for yes, 29% for no, and 43% for who can say.
Correct.
What's our next poll? What's the poll for this week, Thomas?
That's a good question. Should chicken return to Survivor?
That's a great
Yes or
question.
no?
100% yes. It's been a while since we've had 100% on any response, but I feel like that's going to do it. We have a few shows on patreon.com at patreon.com/justpodcasts. Plenty of shows, plenty of interests that Thomas and I have that we share and want to get paid for. Thomas, what's one of those interests in the show associated with it, I should say?
So I know that we got Tony Sholube on there, but I'm proposing that we have a podcast called Just Giamatti. That just is spelled like Giast, or maybe Giust.
Yeah.
Giamatti.
Yeah,
and,
just like Giamatti, yeah.
Yeah, just because The Holdovers is getting nominated for stuff, and I like that movie, and I like Paul Giamatti, and I think it would be fun to talk about Paul Giamatti's career. For, we'll say, a cold $300,000 a month.
Easy money. Everybody's got it. Everybody's happy about it. I just saw The Holdovers is available on one of the streaming services, which is great because I refuse to go outside. Meanwhile, what can people write on Apple reviews?
Well, it's very simple. This is my favorite podcast. I like it better than all the other podcasts. I give it a big thumbs up.
Fantastic.
5 stars only.
Yeah, thanks. Okay, well, it's the new year, and that makes us very happy, and it's the middle of winter. We're going to get a snowstorm here tonight. 2 of them, actually.
2 of them, yeah. I heard that you were hoping they would kiss.
Yeah, I hope the storms kiss. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun for everybody.
Okay, well, until then, and by then I mean next week when we watch episodes 3 and 4 of Survivor China. Ooh, can you say it like the funny way?
Oh, yeah. Oh, the hottest joke of 2024. China.
All right, speaking of hot stuff, have a great summer.
Deuces.
When the sun comes up on a sleepy little town down around San Antonio, and the folks surprised
Here, do you think this is a good joke? My dad and I were talking, and my brother-in-law, we were all talking about Elton John. And, of course, my dad, being a boomer, wanted to talk about his sexuality.
Of course, yeah.
And
He's pretty gay.
like,
I mean, I think it's fair game.
He he said, yeah, back in the 70s, he and Bowie, too, both said, we're not gay, we're bisexual.
Didn't Freddie Mercury also say that?
Oh, yeah, I think he might have mentioned Freddie Mercury also. He was like, yeah, back then you could be bisexual but not gay. And I was like, hey, here's my joke that I think is not a joke. It's actually a true
Now
thing.
you can be gay but not bisexual.
Now you can be gay but not bisexual. Do you agree or disagree?
I think I agree.
Bisexuals are the most...
They're too annoying.
Wow. Hey. Just because you're right doesn't mean you have to say
Yeah,
it.
I do have to. I'm sorry. I just call it like I see it.
You're not wrong, though. What if we ranked the people of the LGBT community in terms of annoyingness? That's a funny bit.
No, I'm not going to do that. You don't want me to do that. I will say, in my experience, I don't see many gay people talking about the way that they sit and describing that as being gay. So, Eric's theory on that made a lot of sense to me. He was like, there's a lot of crossover between people with ADHD and people that are bisexual, and I think that's more of an ADHD thing that they attribute to being bisexual.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I like bisexual people because they're all sluts, and that's fun.
See, this is where we're running into the problem for me. Is I got no problem with, look, conduct yourself how you want there, but I'm allowed to be annoyed.
I love to flirt with anybody who wants to flirt with me.
Yeah, it's tiresome.
Why is that bad?
Dude, it's so it's annoying when you're just trying to you're trying to enjoy some time out, and it's like, oh great, there they go again.
Oh great, another bisexual
As someone
is
who's
flirting
friends
with me.
I have a number of bisexual friends. It's not a
What's the
universal
number? Count
behavior,
'em.
but I'm going to say that it is a thing. That type of behavior is something that you mainly see for bisexual people. Smarten up, Probst.